Hi and welcome. This is Gypsy Maggie Rose back again once more after a long break with your readings. Not sure what's happening to the light on this camera. It's just a bit weird, but that's okay. We'll go with what we've got. Okay, Capricorn. What's happening with Capricorn today? And at this time, it's about focusing on family. It's about understanding where you need your whole family situation to be. And you know, for some, this is not only family of origin, it's family of the heart. This is all about family. It's all about getting it together and making decisions about where you fit into the scheme of things and basically how you react within family situations. It's about understanding your part in the family and putting in what effort you can and what you need to do for yourself, A, as part of the family, and B, as a separate part of a family. Because, you know, sometimes in family situations you have to step back and allow others to get on with their own stuff. And sometimes that's just the way it is, hon. But it's about dealing with where you fit. It's about accepting responsibility for your part of a situation or your results. It's about letting other people accept theirs and dealing. Okie dokie. Let's see what Aquarians are up to. Aquarians, the romantics, the lovers, the dreamers of the zodiac, and you're at it again. You know, not all dreams are romantic, but you know, I'll bet me bottom dollar that an Aquarian can find romance in a dead goldfish. Once they're out of that depressive stage, the romance just blooms. They tend at this time to be seeing the joy in all things, to be seeing the positive, to be seeing where they can go. This is about understanding yourself, Aquarius. It's about understanding that you have the choice to either put that joy, that bounding, effortless love into your life, or to shift it a little bit so that it goes into depression. However, at this stage, I feel we're dealing with joy, we're dealing with happiness, we're dealing with moving into a state of being at peace with yourself. It's been quite a while, I'm feeling, since this emotional peace has been around. So you're going to be just fine, huh? Just hang in there and enjoy it all. And remember, romance is just that. It's romance. It doesn't have to be happy ever after. It doesn't have to be defined. It's romance. It's having a heart connection to the absolute moment. That's what true romance is. It's about being connected to the heart and the moment. Like the head and everything else gets out of the way. Romance can be as simple as opening a door for an elderly lady. You've made her day, hon. Romance can be giving someone a smile, a wink. Romance is what makes the world go round. It doesn't have to lead to anything. Romance is passing of joy. It's the cheekiness. It's the flirtatiousness. We all know it's fun, but it lifts someone's day, and it lifts your day as well. Okay, let's have a look. Aries, oh my stars above. Sometimes, Aries, you get in your own way and you've really got to get out of these bad habits that you've put yourself into. For Arians at this time, it's about knowing that you can step above the circumstances that you're in at this moment. It's knowing that you don't have to take from this one or take from that one or take from here. It's like, no, itchies, you have an opportunity to step above, to reach higher, to go that extra mile. But only you can do it, because you're doing this for yourself. Yeah, for yourself. Aries dress things up beautifully in packages of doing for someone else. Bottom line, Aries, you've got to look at what you're doing for yourself. This isn't about oh my God, it's not working, I've got to get this one to help me, or I've got to, it's no. It's about standing back, having a look what you yourself can do to help you. It may just be little things, but it matters not. What it matters is that you get on with it and start and get things moving. Pisceans. Oh, God help us, the woe from the Aries have moved over, darling. You're pretty much on the poor me, oh my God, where's it all going? Well, where's it going is in your hands. It's exactly what it is. Look, we can either look at things as the end of the world or the new beginning. Right now, some things in Pisceans' lives are coming to that space where they've got to make choices. Do they carry on with the same old, or do they allow that light in? Do they allow new beginnings? Okay, no new beginnings, got a guarantee. But hey, look, something's better than nothing, and sometimes you've just got to make the decision, and you've just got to get things in motion. You've just got to get something moving, because sitting on your butt waiting for someone else to do it ain't a happening thing. So this is about looking at where you need to be, where you want to be, and then making the move to make it happen. But it's also about stopping being someone else's crutch. You got to hold yourself up first, hon, and do what's right for you first. Let's see what our Taurians are up to, shall we? Okay, well, at least the energy from Aries and Pisces are slimming down a little bit. They're still in that line there, but they're a little less dramatic. This is about keeping your mouth shut until you've got everything in place or everything in motion. It's about just keeping your cards a little bit close to your chest here. Sometimes we absolutely need to build a barrier between us and what's happening around us. Because if you open your mouth too soon, then someone else may jump in on the idea, or someone may ridicule it and put you into such a space where you think, oh look, I can't do this, it's not going to work. No. Everything you put into motion has power, has strength, has viability. What you need to do is stop giving everybody else all the information or everything up front. Keep something to yourself until it's done and dusted. Some things need to be kept under wraps. You don't need to share absolutely everything. Like, keep some things quiet, hon, until you have decided what it is you want and where you want to take it. Basically, things kept undercover now will work out really, really well. Okay, now we come to Gemini. Oh, Gem, what are you going to do? Are you going to hold your hand out in friendship, or are you going to stand there and put the big sword, the big stick, and stand back? Well, you did, he said, she said, what? Hello. At the moment, you're in a space where you have to make choices, but you have to make non-emotional choices, which is really hard when somebody's pulled your chain. You know, it's about dealing with issues that have been around and are possibly long-standing and are coming around and around again. Do you know being tough with them hasn't worked before? Holding a hand of friendship hasn't worked before. Some things we simply need to walk away from. And by walking away, I don't mean totally closing someone important out of our lives. I mean, walk away from the situation. Refuse to engage in drama. Refuse to get caught up in someone else's crap, basically. Put yourself into neutral. If you're in neutral, you can't cop flack from anything. Yeah, well, some situations you're gonna. But it's like step out of the middle. You can't judge this one. You don't need to. You just need space and peace, okay? Let's see what our Cancerians are up to. Look out, Cancers. This is a time when you can make magical changes in your life, when you can just shuffle things around. The wheel of life and destiny is turning for you. how it turns and in what direction is basically up to you. Feels like you've been attempting to put things into motion, that there's been a necessary change. The word being necessary change. I know Cancerians don't like change. You like to be comfortable. It's the home comforts. It's a known pattern. You know, in a very short time this change will become a known pattern. It's only a new pattern. That's all it is. If you take the word change out of your vocabulary, you'll be able to deal with anything. Just go, wow, this is a new idea, a new direction, a new pattern. For some, however, there's a lot to do with travel coming through. For some Cancerians, it's about dealing with sorting out travel, where you want to go, how you want to go, how it's all going to work together, and taking the opportunities to do so. Stop talking yourself out of things, darlings. Cancerians are really good at that. They take on everybody's problems. They look after everybody else. This is Cancerians' time to look after hearth and home. Self and home first. Family and everybody else second. Not forgotten, just second. Okay, Leos. Judgment calls. All stars above. Leo, don't get overly excited about other people's stuff. Try not to get caught up in making decisions, making a call. It's not your call. However, some Leo at this time are going to have to deal with official documents of some sort, making sure everything's up to date, making sure the legalities of things are sorted out. For most, it's not the big legalities. It's making sure documents are in order, making sure documents are correctly submitted, are correctly signed, so that you don't have to redo the whole situation at a later date. It's also about understanding that sometimes you have to have order in your life, that you can't just flip off here or flip off there and expect there to be no consequences. This is about taking responsibility for decisions now, decisions past. Because Leos, I think something's going to come around now, once again to be looked at, once again to be dealt with. Oh, hon, you can't keep running, because this one's just going to keep running right behind you, and sometimes soon it's just going to bowl you flat as a tack. So it's about dealing honestly in a balanced manner, and not letting anybody else lose it or, you know, spit. Virgo's about friendship, about renewing friendship, about dealing with friends. It's also about being friends with yourself and being good to yourself, because you can be. It's about being your best friend. It's about, hello, I can do this. It's also about dealing with a little tiny picky health issues. Best get them sorted now so that they're out of the way, so that you don't have to cop it in a couple of weeks' time and deal with a bigger thing. It's about dealing with things now. It's also about meeting new people and being open to new ideas and new directions. So this is a really great time for Virgos as far as friendship is concerned. But it's also, like I said, basically first and foremost, friendship to the self. Virgos are very good at being everybody's best friend, but they're not really good at being their own best friend. It's also about reminiscing. It's also about remembering. But you know, you got to look at the good memories, because they far outweigh the others. Let's see what our Librans of the universe are up to. Libra, you need to take a step above where you are right now. There are things and issues and people in your life that are holding you back, that are causing you drama, that are plain crap situations. You have to take a step up. You have to put yourself above situations. This is a time to be above reproach. It's also a time to offer guidance. It may not be accepted in the best of manners, but for you, you've got to do your piece, say your piece, and move on. It's that simple. But it's about putting yourself in a good place. It's about taking yourself out of a drama situation, out of the poor me, out of a victim situation. It's about taking that step up. Sometimes by taking a step up, you can overlook or oversee a situation, and by doing so you get a much clearer direction as to where things need to be. This is what needs to happen with you, darling. You need this clearer look at how things are. But it's also stepping up the pace. You know, step up to the plate, hun. You can do a better job than you're doing now. You can do more for yourself. So it's like, step up and just shine. Okay, Scorpios. See where our Scorpios are. Our Scorpios are in a little balancing act. It's about robbing Peter to pay Paul. It's about balancing a financial situation. You know, balance can go one way or the other. You can have the absolute miseries, oh my God, feel about it, or you can joyously juggle it. If you joyously juggle it, then much more is going to come into your situation. More offers, more directions, and you're going to be able to feel better about what you're doing. If you have the misery about it, it's going to be hard work. But this is it's about knowing that you've come through these storms before and that you can come through them again. But it's basically about juggling a financial situation. Be creative. Put some joy in there. Put a bit of laughter in there. Look, this time next week it's not going to bother you. Or this time next year you won't even remember it. So don't get so stressed about it right now. Just put a little bit of joy, a little bit of happiness. And happiness and joy doesn't cost cash. It's about attitude. So this is where you're at right now, Scorpio, dealing with attitude. And your choice of attitude is going to reflect in your day-to-day life, and the more you reflect being solid, being positive, being strong, that's what's going to come back. Like attracts like. That's how it is, huh? Okay, okie dokie, we have one look at Sag. Sag, it's about getting your emotional balance in control. Sagittarians tend to give and give and give and give and give and give and give, and then they spit. This is not a time to spit. It's also not a time to overgive. It's a time to sit back and evaluate. It's evaluation about, why are you in this situation? How did you get to where you are right now? What caused it? Not who, what. What were the attitudes? What were the reactions? Do. This is a time of reflection. Reflection on emotions. If you can reflect on emotions in a detached manner, you don't overreact. You can go, oh wow, that's what needs to be here, or that's what needs to be there. It's like you don't need to make this rough going. It's like, put your feet solidly on the ground. Yes, there are shifting emotions and everything's moving around you, but if your feet are on solid ground and your head is like not getting into this, you'll get through really wonderfully. It's about looking at what you've got in your hand, and most of us look at what we've got and we want more. We want more. We want people around us to be more. If we can understand that every being in our life is giving us what they can from their perspective, it may be 110% from their perspective, but we may be seeing that as, say, 50%. From our perspective, it's about discernment and understanding where everyone else around you is coming from. It's about having those feet solid on the ground. And then you know you're not being victimized. It's just a different way of looking at things. And it opens the door for you to accept what is given and accept what you're being blessed with. Okay? I'll catch up with you really soon, I promise, honest.